from me so you can see what I'm seeing. Gives you a chance to find out at least a little glimpse of what it's like to drive on the Philippine roads in the province. Probably everybody will be totally well behaved and you won't see anything to criticize. Well, let's hope so. But things are changing a great deal. The two lanes that you can see, which are the main, have always been here since I came, but the extension on the right hand side and on the left is an extension of about maybe around 6 feet of extra concrete, what Westerners would call the hard shoulder, and they're getting ready for an increase in the kind of traffic that we're having on the road, so there has to be some place to get off to. And normally what they used to do when I first came here was they never put a hard shoulder, so if you went off on the edge you could well do some very serious damage if it was only to the tires. But if the drop off for lack of hard shoulder, if the drop off was bad enough, you could actually do some harm to the suspension. But they have a hard shoulder now, and they're replacing that all along, bit by bit, with the extra 6 feet of concrete. So this is quite a wide open area here. All on both sides it's all rice fields, and for those of you who have driven in France, that's what this reminds me of, because it reminds me, these trees remind me of the poplar trees which are so common in France. But actually these are not the same as the poplar trees. They have to cultivate them, they have to cut the branches so the branches droop down to get this same shape as the poplar tree. And gradually you can see on the sides that businesses are buying up the property, and gradually it's going to be built up. This will all be Telebon eventually, and you should be able to see on the left there where they're actually working on extending the side of the road in concrete. And you can also see, as I overtake these slow-moving tricycle taxis, how one of the things that is, if anything, if you allow it to be, is annoying, because if you're driving a fairly new truck like this that I'm driving now, or certainly a modern truck, you would be capable of much faster speeds with ease. So when you can go at 70 or 80 kilometers, and then you are catching up to, say, a taxi driver, a tricycle taxi driver who drives at 30, and so you come right down, and that's how life is here. Now I'm going to try to move the camera so you can see some of the new buildings. That's the Hall of Justice. See a nice new gas station. And this man who wants to have all of the road. See, lots and lots of new buildings going up. I showed yesterday, I took a video of how things are at the port, Taliban port, and just how extensive the building is. Now, if you're a foreigner watching this, you'll be looking at the many motorcycle sales places, motorcycle store over there. Look, Solid Motorcycle Distributors. Now they'll do any one of a number of different bikes. You can see Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, and you'll see them all there. Over there, a similar thing. Look, Wheeltech. And certainly one thing that you'll be looking at now is just how many motorcycles there are. The motorcycle is the most common form of transport in the province, which is where we are. We're on the island of Bohol, which is a slightly smaller island compared to, say, Cebu, which is very, very close to. Within an hour on the fast ferry would take you to Cebu. This is the only set of traffic lights in Taliban. Now that little place there, look where the students are, all in the white shirts are students, and they go there because that's very cheap for barbecue chicken. Now I'm pulling over here. Two reasons I'm pulling over here. One is, if anybody knows who owns that Jeep which has been abandoned, they could tell him that I was interested in meeting him. But over on that side, let me unhook. Over on that side, that is our friend Nestor. He is the mechanic. Now that's a very courageous man. He runs that. His father used to be with him on that, but then his father died a few years ago, and now he runs that place himself. And there's lots of vehicles there. He does a huge amount of work. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, he had a stroke. Now the thing is, the reason I say that he's a very courageous man is he runs that even though he is severely disabled himself. He's very disabled because one leg just hangs useless at one side. Now, as luck would have it, I think most people would say Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law, when he had a stroke, it was his good side. It was his good side that was affected. So this has been literally a crippling blow to him. So we've been in and tried to help as much as we can. Unfortunately, our budget is out the bottom, and we're struggling just to get the students their allowance and pay fees, which we're only able to do by the incredible generosity of those I call angels and heroes, and they're supporting us in our attempts there. But we've been unable to give him any financial help. If anybody's out there that has seen videos of us helping him in the past, anything you can do would be a huge benefit and a godsend for him. That's Nestor, the mechanic, and he's the guy that's had the stroke, and now all of his workers and his family who depend on him. It's a struggle. Not that everybody's not having a struggle. But anyway, now we're coming into Taliban, and you can see lots of stuff here. Lots of vendors, small vendors at the side of the road. Of course, as the infrastructure gets developed, which it is getting developed fast, lots of these small vendors will be out. If they own that property, they will be out and making a lot of money on the sale, because all of this small properties on the side will be worth a great deal of money. So I have to do some business here now, so I'll be ending off this little video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. If you have anyone who would be interested in watching, it would really help.